$34 years. If I had my own 1980, and I'm back home. Say, you mean I'm a make of her, Cotra, a war, ASANTEHEMAA, a half. A corso, young Quanta, the Jim, Kenya's number 1, number 2. I don't know, see, that's a Cotra, I will corso. Now, you bet him. But for now, your mama, your baby and quanta. They say many dance instructors are Oba, so percent, Usai, so Kodini, Yanusia Patem, Yanti Patem, some mount, therefore the side, Peso Suasa, who do be a Besosia, Yayan Sasabaco, Asabiara, Sauko, Dagasi, for her, Bawa, Yabeto, Bima, Yabeto, Dambatakai, Yabeto. Asabiara, afei na wako eye Timbokina no mo asabebre eturi o se na onim mi no pese osua asabia bra na titi nse obedi ama wawati hina ma bibia kasa anu bibia du na nesuo man cry kasa tene ASANTEHEMAA adum kontre atia me hene
So we are still live in Manhyia Palace, Jabrim to be precise, providing live coverage on GH1 TV. We will continue tomorrow from the same venue. Now ASANTEHEMAA Otumfo Osei Tutu, the second, will soon be coming. And of course, as you can see from the background, the footage you are seeing, the venue for the event, the funeral, is full to capacity. And of course, you can see the display of various traditional leaders that came here to observe the funeral. My colleague Sarah Brefo is still here with me. Hey, what have you observed so far? I saw you going around.
We are learning a lot when it comes to the Ashanti culture, when it comes to our heritage, and in all, fascinated with all that I'm seeing around. Today I've learned a lot. There are some of the stories we had, and I've gotten an in-depth knowledge as to the reasons why certain things are performed here at the palace, especially when it comes to an event like this, which is the DOTE YIE. And so I've learned a lot, and I hope that our viewers have seen what is happening, and I've also taken one or two from all the happenings right here at Manhyia Palace. So in a nutshell, it's fascinating. It's a beautiful culture to experience. Yeah.
I went down there where the prisons is, and that is where, I mean, the rare party is also ongoing.
I see.
In the morning, free breakfast, tea, bread, egg, free. In the afternoon, fufu, I mean beer.
Oh.
You go down there, free lunch. People are having fun there. And that is
find out that we have the youth there, you know, jamming up with Jama songs and all that. And someone passed the comments like, you know that this is where the funeral is really happening. because it's a whole different vibe altogether. When you see these youth having a youthful moment over there, you know, jumping up and down with the chant songs and the Jama songs, I mean, it's a beautiful sight to behold.
And you know, the security service people, when they come to events like this, when they are almost done, what they do is that their parade, they make sure that, I mean, they give Jama morale. When they are leaving, they leave morale.
Okay.
So that's how you saw them enjoying their Jama songs. And of course, you know, yesterday there was rain here. We experienced a heavy rainfall.
Yeah.
Around this time, it was raining. They were still sitting in the rain. Otumfuo was seated for a long time before he left. And of course, in the rain, he was dancing various drives there. You know, he has to go around to, you know, show appreciation to all the chiefs that came to mourn with him. Apart from that, you know, the chiefs have also taken an oath that it is only in sickness that they cannot respond to the king's call.
Okay.
And so when you come to Manhyia and it is raining, once the king is seated, you must also sit in the rain. When you are under the scorching sun, once the king is seated, you are supposed to sit in the sun. And so that is tradition.
Yeah.
Once you take the oath of allegiance, what it means is that it is only in sickness that you cannot respond. And nothing has changed, and that is what we are experiencing here. So all the chiefs in the kingdom who have direct role to play in this room, none of them can turn his back to the king. And so that's why you are seeing different group of people showing up here to come and pay their last respect to the queen, and also sympathize with the king and the royal family.
And also I spotted our brothers from the diaspora who just came in to witness culture. And it's amazing getting to know where they came from. Some from the UK, some you know, from the various countries, just to witness the happenings and the cultural display right here at Manhyia Palace.
This is festival.
Exactly.
This is festival.
Exactly.
So, I mean, everybody is here. They have heard a lot of Asante people. And so they have to come.
Yeah.
Watch, monitor how they do their things. So they are leaving no stone unturned. They are making sure that everything that they have to do, so far as this funeral is concerned, they have to do, and they are doing it. And that is mark of loyalty.
Yeah.
And that's what we are witnessing. So at about, now it's 5 p.m. very soon, Otumfuo will rise. And when he rises, that is where you will see a lot of activities going on there. And so we'll wait till Otumfuo pass, and that is when we'll call it a day. And so we'll still be here. We'll still be here. We will still be here and wait till Otumfuo rise. Very soon, Otumfuo will rise in palanquin, and you will see him, you know, dancing, and you will see him exhibiting the Asante culture tradition. And so you will see different display. I mean, there are different groups of people, and each of them you will see what we call samanka, a bowl that contains herbs. I suspect Nyenya is part that neutralize the place. And so the very moment you see that that samanka coming, it means Otumfuo environment. And that is they don't. I spoke to the historian. He told told me that yes, Asante with their tradition. They do not bring anything. They make sure that things are done as it is. Even though we are in modern world, things are changing, but they are not importing any Western culture into the system. They keep doing whatever they have to do, and that has made the Asante tribe respectable. That has made the Asante tribe great, because they are who they are. They have not changed the way of doing their things. The only thing I understand they have changed is execution. When they were saying that back then, when the Asante king passes away, they have to send people to carry his ghost. That is why they execute people that will go with him. But now, that has been changed. And so that is why they are not executing people. But apart from that, any tradition that they have to perform, they have. At the moment, the traditional leaders are coming in their numbers. What it means is that very soon, Otumfuo will be riding in and you see him dancing. Of course, before he comes into the palace, he will go around to sympathize with him. And so he will go to them one by one before he comes to the palace. And that is a mark of showing appreciation to them for their support. So that is all. So for tomorrow, we are going to see everything live and carried. As we speak, Otumfuo has actually, Otumfuo is stepping out from where he's seated. They will soon carry him in palanquin, and you will see him dancing, showing appreciation to the people. You will see that very, very soon. That is Asantehemaaa for you. And the way you will see Otumfuo coming is the war formation. The stew that is entering into the palace is the stew that the Asantehene that sat on. And so his stew has entered into the palace. And that is what we are going to see soon. He will be here very soon to let us know what is happening. Once his stew
that when Otumfuo rises, that is the end of it all for today.
Yes, when it rises, that will be the end of it all for the day. So once he is in the palanquin, it means that the day is over, and that's all. That's all. The day is over, and the king is coming. That's what we will see.
Yes. And so, you know, today happens to be the third day of DOTE YIE of Asantehemaaa Nana Ama KONADU the third. And like we are saying, the moment Otumfuo Saint to the second rises up, the third day of the DOTE YIE will be over.
So tomorrow marks an end to the 4 days DOTE YIE of the late Asantehemaaa. And so the day is almost over. Today's funeral activities is over. And once Otumfuo is on the palanquin returning to his palace, it means that the door to the Queen Mother has been shut down. No one is allowed to go and far past the body again after 5 p.m. So that is the directive and the arrangement that they have made for Asantehene. That's what the Otumfuo has made, and it's an amazing, very beautiful display of culture. And as we stand here, very soon we are going to see the arrival of Otumfuo Osei II to the Manhyia Palace, and of course he will give you beautiful display of culture. For him, he's going to give you a beautiful dance. He would dance and let the people have a feel of him. That is a sign and a symbol of a people came here to mourn with him. It is past 5, but the Manhyia is still full to capacity. This is the king who is loved by his people. And everybody here want to have a feel of him. That's it. And that is what the people are here waiting for. If we look at the presidential days, they are all there waiting for him to come and dance with him. That is part of Asante. No retreats, no surrender. Asante first, and all their loyalty is to Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. You are still watching DH1 live from Manhyia Palace, day 3 of Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II sitting in states, receiving dignitaries from all parts of the world, mourning with him. And so you can see him in palanquin. He is coming. So the palanquins you see up there, sorry, the umbrella that you see up there is on. Yeah, it's on Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. And that he's going around to greet all the chiefs who are here. And that's why you see him going around. That's why you see him going around. He is showing appreciation to the chiefs and the people who came to mourn with him. And as I have already told you, tomorrow, the day is designated to head of states, former head of states, ministers of states. And so tomorrow, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, will be here in Manhyia to pay his last respect to the ASANTEHEMAA and also mourn with the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. Former President John Adjei Kufuor, who was here yesterday, will again tomorrow come and mourn with his brother Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. You know, former President Kufuor is a royal from the Upper Jafie, and so they will be here to mourn with his cousin, who is Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. Former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo would also be here tomorrow, also mourn with the Asantehene. You know, President Mahama, today the Asante Regional Minister was here together with Dr. Abnadufo, former Finance Minister, who is also a native of Kumau, and Drobonso, all in the Ashanti region. He would also be here. He will also be here to, mourn with him. And so that is what will happen tomorrow. These are the dignitaries that are being expected to come here and mourn with the Asantehene. At the same time, the burial rites, the burial service will also take place at 3 p.m. where the Anglican bishop will lead the service. And after that, the body will be sent to the Queen Mother's Palace, where it will be kept for a few hours. Later in the night, the body will move from Manhyia Palace to Bantama, Baimu. Then from Baimu, the body will then proceed to Bremai, Baimu, where the Queen Mother would be buried, in line with Asante royal tradition. So you are witnessing the arrival of Asantehene Otumfuo Osei the second from the funeral ground to Manhyia Palace. And in front of the palace, that is where you see hundreds of people waiting to have a feel of the King's dance. Everybody is alert. Security personnel are on their nail. They are alert, policing the routes that the King will use through to the palace. And that is what you are witnessing now. It is past 5 p.m. Still, Manhyia Palace is full to capacity. Sympathizers are still here, observing the last minute activities going on in the Manhyia Palace. Firing of musketry continue. And the explanation we are getting from the executioners is that they are shooting at death. They are at war with death. One of their treasures has been taken away by death. And so they are at war with death. And that's why they are firing musketry. You are still watching live coverage of the 3rd day burial rites of the late ASANTEHEMAA Nana KONADU Yiadom the third. Various drums are sounded in the Manhyia Palace. In a few minutes, you will see the arrival of Otumfuo. And as we have already told you, tomorrow, 5% of the body will end at 11 a.m. to pave way for the burial service of the Queen. And that is what is going to happen. And so Otumfuo has departed from the base where he was seated. He is on his way in palanquin, coming into the palace. And that is what majority of the people stationed here are waiting for. Various divisional chiefs who came here to sympathize with the royal family have started the procession, leading them from the funeral grounds to their various destinations. That is what is happening now. And they are all all dancing. In Manhyia Palace, no chiefs, apart from the Queen Mother and the King, riding palanquin. Sometimes the Oheneba champagne do, because his father is the king. And therefore, Utimidi Trimode, he can flex his muzzle because his father is the king. And so that is allowed. The Japan Manhyia, who is a former Council of State chairman, is the only chief who can also report late to Manhyia traditional gathering because his father Japan Manhyia is only paramount chief who report to Manhyia traditional sittings and gathering late because Otumfuo is his nephew. And so that is how tradition is. So it's not easy. The traditional leaders are seriously dancing to the various skitty songs, skitty drums, and young creole groups that are here. People have really witnessed the true color of the Asante culture and tradition today. And that is what makes them who they are. The members of parliament that came to sympathize with the Asante King, a lot of them are still here. The MPP delegation that came, some of them are still here. Otumfuo is still dancing to various traditional drumming, and he will soon be here. What you are witnessing is what defines the Asante people, what shows their greatness so far as projection of their culture and tradition is concerned. Still, Manhyia is full to capacity. It's past 5 p.m. and the people are still here, enjoying the display of Asante tradition and culture. The people here want to have a feel of him. And so the Tepa deity is moving. The paramount chiefs are moving. You are still watching GH1 TV live coverage from Manhyia Palace. And of course, Asantehene Otumfuo Setutu II is still riding in palanquin. You are watching GH1 live. And that is what you are watching now. Tomorrow, as they have communicated to everyone in the Asante Kingdom and Ghana at large, exactly at 5 p.m. people are expected to go home exactly at 7 p.m. They don't want to see anybody on the streets. So the executioners, otherwise known as Abrafo, would be assigned to hit the streets. Make sure they clear everybody from the streets, especially the routes that the Asantehene will be using. They don't want anybody to be there. They want all the people to remain indoor. That is the Asantehene's possession. He's still sitting in Paranquin, dancing and appreciating the people who came to mourn with him. And as I've told you already, security is very, very tight here. Security is very, very tight here. Both police, military have been busy throughout the day, making sure they provide maximum security for all the people here. Yes. That is Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu the second. Otumfuo Ababiu. In Paranquin, dancing and appreciating the people who came here to observe the final burial of the late Queen, which started on Monday, Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and the final day is tomorrow, where the burial service will be held here. And of course, the Queen will be given a final resting in Bremai Baimu, in line with Asante tradition and culture. The mayor of Kumasi has already explained that tomorrow security personnel will be deployed to various markets to go and offer security, because all the markets in the kingdom belongs to ASANTEHEMAA. And so tomorrow that they have decided to shut all markets down to business, what it means is that they need to go there and offer security. And tomorrow in the night, they don't want to have any spiritual encounter with any person. And so the caution is that everybody should go and remain indoor. Executioners will be deployed early as 6 a.m. to go and clear the routes that Manhyia will use. They don't want anybody to go there and have a feel of what is going on. And that is what we are being told. So if you don't want to have any spiritual encounter with anyone, all you have to do is remain indoor, because Antama, Swame, Bremai, Makru, Abusuakrua Junction, Bremai Bedukrum, through to Bremai. Everybody is advised to remain indoor and respect the directive that Manhyia has given. And so Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu is still in Paranquin, still dancing. Now he is done with the first batch of the greetings to the traditional leaders. He's moving to another direction to go and also show appreciation to the people who have come to come and mourn with him, including the traditional leaders. Sarah, it is past 5, almost 5:30. We are still here. Monday, we didn't say this. Tuesday, we didn't say this. Wednesday, the mood here has changed. It's getting the 6, and the people are still here. Otumfuo is still in Paranquin, very energetic and still dancing. No, this is a normal tradition. Anytime we come to Manhyia to cover events, this is what happened. Otumfuo, whenever he comes, he goes to sit, and when he rises, what he do is that when he rises and sit in the palanquin, he goes to every chief to go and greet him, and it is also part of it's also a way of taking a roll call.
Yeah, of every chief
that came. So it is part of the roll call activities.
All right.
So he knows where every chief is supposed to sit. So when they come there and they do not see you, they take record of that.
Okay.
It means that you did not attend the sitting. And if you do not attend the sitting, you must give a reason why you did not come. So what you are witnessing now is part of the roll call activities.
Okay.
Because he know where every chief is supposed to sit. And whilst he's in Paranquin, he's communicating with the chiefs.
The chiefs.
So when he gets here, they mention the name. Then he'll wave at him. He'll tell him, oh, you wave at him. He waves at him. He waves at him. Because the certain arrangement is well arranged, and where they are seated, you see the name of the chief of the town. So you see Tepama, Nana Tepama Hene, Kumauma Hene, Kukuma Hene. That is the certain arrangement. And so once he moves, you see those names, and the roll call activities takes effect. So those who do not come, they have questions to answer.
Okay.
So what he's doing, though he's showing appreciation to them, he's also taking roll call.
All right. I see. Now, we can still see a lot of people here, comparing yesterday and that of Monday to today. Now, from the normal time when Otumfuo rose up and then went into the palace, compared to tonight's time, differs a bit. But still, we see lots of people around cheering on our king. And so I should tell you, and I can also see our youngsters who are here to learn the African and Asante heritage when it comes to culture like this.
Well, some of them actually came late. So they are now catching glimpses of events in Manhyia Palace. Some also came early, they've gone. So that's why we are still witnessing huge crowd here. But don't forget that on Monday, we experienced rains after 5. On Tuesday, we experienced rains after 5. It's only Wednesday that after 5, we didn't experience any rain. Yesterday around this time, Otumfuo was riding in Paranquin in rain. Yesterday around this time was raining, and the king was still riding in Paranquin. He was in the rain. You get it? And yes, and so I'm sure because of the weather, that's why today we are also witnessing what we are witnessing today. So it has been very interesting day. The weather has not been merciful to us. The heat alone.
Yeah.
I mean, but we thank God we did not experience any rainfall today. And of course, I mean, the chiefs have gotten the opportunity to exhibit their various tradition, dance very well as they want it. And that makes the whole event very beautiful. Of course, Otumfo is still in Paranquin dancing, and he will soon be here because his possession is around here. And now every chief going is ramming, dancing.
Yeah, and cheering on.
Cheering on. They are cheering them on. And you see, the chiefs, they came with huge delegation
Yeah.
because you need to register. You are